Alrighty, next on the list is going to be John Cena going up against Bray Wyatt. This is going to be a big one. This one's going to be a battle. This one's going to be um, something that WrestleMania has really put themselves out there for. John Cena has really gone out there. All of his WrestleManias, he's fought a former champion. He's always fought somebody with the bigger name than him, just sort of like to sort of put him out there on a pedestal. WWE has said that every John Cena match from here on out is going to be basically the main event of WrestleMania because John Cena is the face of WWE. John Cena is the guy they put on the billboards. John Cena is the guy that's going to have those little flaps outside the arena, so when you're driving down Main Street in New Orleans and you're looking at everything, you're going to be seeing John Cena's face looking back at you saying like, hey, buy a ticket. Head on out to the Superdome. This is going to be something you don't want to miss. You don't want to miss some of the largest arms in wrestling out there, and John Cena going up there. Bray Wyatt is a guy that came in with a whole lot of, I guess you can say YWC fandemonium. Everyone was going crazy over him, the stuff that he had done down in NXT, and him and the Wyatts have really been tearing it up. I can remember that their eerie promos about them coming to Raw with the cameraman going down there into the, I don't really even know, I guess going way back in the shrubs, way back in the sticks, and going to that eerie house that the Wyatts lived at, and basically being followed around by the guy in the sheep mask, and people were popping out of corners and everything like that. They really shot that like a really scary movie. I have not seen promos like that in a long, long time. It seems like when guys came up, you just sort of got that, guy in front of the green screen all like, oh, I'm pumped up, I'm ready to fight, I want to show WWE what I got. And, here they went out on location, and they actually filmed some good sort of stuff. It's not like, Kofi Kingston comes to mind when Kofi Kingston was coming to ECW. They went down to the beach in Florida, and he just, ran around and had a good time, kicked a little soccer ball around, and it was like, who gives a shit about Kofi Kingston coming? But, if they're going to go out there and they're going to film some basic, like, See No Evil 2 kind of shit, that gets me, into into what's going on. The Wyatts came in, they really didn't have a whole lot of a big push to begin with. They worked the match with Kane at SummerSlam. I really liked it, but then again, I bought a ticket, I was there. I had fun sitting there with the fire, flying up in the air. It sort of got the Wyatts and my idea kicked off in the right direction, but a lot of people shit on that. And, they went through the test of time, and, after a little while, the Survivor Series, they were having matches. It was 3-on-2 against Daniel Bryan and CM Punk, team best in the world. Then you go on and you're having the Wyatts versus Daniel Bryan, 3-on-1 at TLC. That didn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but here we are. John Cena, has made a history of going into WrestleMania and fighting, bigger names than he was, and always finding a way to come out on top. This is the first time that John Cena's not fought a former champion or a champion at WrestleMania. They're sort of putting his name out there on the limb in order to, give the push to Bray Wyatt. My only thing is, like, I've tried. I've watched Raw. I've watched the stuff on SmackDown. I've watched the repeats. What's that show called? This Week in WWE. I've watched the Backstage Pass. I've tried to get as much information on this as I can. I still just really don't understand why this is a match. Like, I understand, Bray Wyatt interrupted the match at the Royal Rumble when it looked like John Cena was going to win. I understand that Bray Wyatt interrupted the Elimination Chamber when it looked like, John Cena had a good chance to win. So I understand, John feels like Bray screwed him out of 2 matches, so, like, he's not scared of nobody, let's get it on. But I just don't understand why Bray is stopping Cena. I've watched the promos, they're eerie, and they make my skin crawl a little bit, but I do not connect with the Bray Wyatt character. I like the stuff inside of the ring, but sometimes I just don't understand what's going on. I didn't know why he wanted Daniel Bryan to join, the whole the clan, and then when he did, it lasted 2 weeks, and then it was over with. And I don't understand why he wants Cena to lose. I understand that he thinks of Cena as some sort of a false idol for all the kids, and it just seems like a repeat of the whole Kane angle from a few years ago. He's trying to get people to embrace the hate, almost like they're trying to shake the internet's fans' hands, like saying, "Hey, here we go. I know we have tempted you guys 1,000 times, but this year's the year. John Cena's gonna turn heel. Like they could have done this in 2010. They could have done it in 2011. They could have done it 1,000 times. They've had perfect times to turn John Cena heel. They're not gonna do it at WrestleMania. So like that's when I see people getting ready for this match. I feel like some people have this like expectation that this is going to be the time that John Cena actually does it. I don't think we're gonna see it in our lifetime. If we do, it'll be way down the line. I mean, like, no one thought that Hulk Hogan was ever going to turn heel with the NWO, and when he did, it was one of the biggest things that ever happened in wrestling. And John Cena's not at that point yet. I mean, not like John Cena's not as big a star as Hulk Hogan was in '96 or anything like that. But we haven't seen John Cena start to slow down. For everybody that hates John Cena, there's two people out there that really love John Cena. Just because a lot of people make videos on the internet and they tweet and they do Twitter, there's that many people out there that doesn't do it, that loves that guy. There's a reason why, John Cena outsells t-shirts everywhere, and everyone you see is wearing them. It goes back to that, I think it's on the Cena versus Rock thing when they're, Rock's all proud of himself trending on Twitter, and, Cena's all proud that he was #1 in sales. And then that night when he walked out there for his match, everyone happened to boo him. And he's like, it doesn't make sense. It's like everybody boos me, and then they run to the merch line and they buy my shirt. And, both of those things that The Rock said and that Cena said sort of made me, sick to my stomach. But at the same time, they're true. I mean, you look out there in the crowd and you see the signs, like if Cena wins, we riot and things like that. But honestly, I don't want to be one of the guys that puts Cena down. I mean, like, Cena, puts butts in the seats. I was honored to meet the guy. But I think that Cena has to go out there and Cena has to do the honors for Bray Wyatt. If they want this character to get running and they want this character to be, something in WWE, a WrestleMania moment is one of those things to do it. Cena can come back at Extreme Rules. Cena can come back at Night of Champions. Any pay-per-view down the line. They could do the next 4 matches in a row, and Cena could beat Bray Wyatt. But at the end of the day, when WrestleMania 31 is coming around and people are talking about 30, they're going to remember Bray Wyatt beating John Cena. If this character is going to get off the ground, it has to get off the ground at WrestleMania. Don't give Cena the win just because he's Cena. Give the win to Wyatt if you think he has something to offer to WWE. If you think he's going to be a main player that's going to go on and maybe have a match with, I don't know, The Undertaker. We've already seen it against Kane, so there's not any other monsters. If Bray Wyatt is going to be the monster of WWE, he needs to get this win at WrestleMania. WrestleMania 30 needs to be the year of Bray Wyatt. And there's so many things in my mind that could happen at this match. I know we got Hulk Hogan coming back to being the guest host at WrestleMania, and I know that Wyatt's got Luke Harper and Eric Rowan's with him, sort of making a 3-on-1 advantage. I know that's going to come into play, and I can see the Real American Music. Hogan's not showing up to WrestleMania for no reason. Coming down to the stage, doing the big fist, doing the big boat. That's going to be a big moment for me. I mean, if that's what they have planned, that's big. But to me, if you want Bray Wyatt to be something in WWE, he has to get the win at WrestleMania. That's the end of my case. We're done. What's the next match?